Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Everyday Black History. Now, today we're going to be highlighting a woman by the name of Isabel Dos Santos. And Isabel Dos Santos is an African businesswoman. She's of Russian and Angolian descent, and she's Africa's richest woman and the eldest child of Angola's former president Jose Eduardo Dos Santos, who ruled the country from 1979 to 2017. In 2013, according to Forbes, her net worth had reached more than $2 billion, making her Africa's first billionaire woman. And in November 2015, BBC named her as one of the 100 most influential women in the world. Now, the interesting thing is that she was born in Baku, USSR. It's a Soviet republic, and she's the oldest daughter, as mentioned, of the former president of Angola, Jose Eduardo Dos Santos, and his first wife, the Russian-born Tatiana Kukanova, whom he met while he was studying in the Soviet Republic. And while she was young, she went to good schools. She attended an all-girls boarding school in Kent, Cobham Hall, and she studied electrical engineering at King's College in London. And while there, that's where she met her husband from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sandika Dokolo. Now, over the last 20 years, Isabel Dos Santos had held management positions in a number of companies that are listed on European stock exchanges. Um, Back in the early 1990s, when she returned from London from school, she joined her father in Luanda and started working as a project manager engineer for a subsidiary company for one of his subsidiary companies that had a contract to clean and disinfect the city. Following that, she set up a trucking business, and then she also got into the telecommunications industry when the widespread use of walkie-talkie technology paved the way for that opportunity. She started her first business in 1997 when she opened the Miami Beach Club, one of the first nightclubs and beach restaurants on the Luanda Island. And over the next 20 years, she expanded her business interests um, in a foray of many different business interests. She has her hands in everything, and which led to the creation of several holdings in Angola and other countries as well, making substantial investments in high-profile enterprises, especially in Portugal. She was appointed in 2016 as the chairwoman of Sonangol, which is a Angolan state oil company. In 2008, she had interest in telecommunications, media, retail, finance, and the energy industry, both in Angola and in Portugal. She even has commercial interests in oil and diamonds, and she owns a cement company as well as a telecommunications company out in Spain. She owns and operates companies in the Netherlands and an Angolian and also an Angolian multimedia company she owns a percentage of as well. She sits on the board of an Angolan banks um, in Lisbon and in investment companies as well. As we mentioned before, she has major stakes in the oil company Senegal, her and her father as well. And she also, as we mentioned, she's in telecommunications as well, but she's in telecommunications heavily in Portugal as well as in Angola. She owns many different companies, as we said, in the retail, finance, energy, um, telecommunications, and media industries. Pretty much any telecommunications that happens in Angola or Portugal, she pretty much has her hand in. So that just goes to show you her prowess as being a businesswoman, giving her a net worth of over $2 billion. There's a lot of information on her as far as just her businesses, I mean, when I say that she has her hand in a multiple array of businesses, I mean, you'd have to actually see it. So if you ever have a chance, look her up and just look up, her different businesses and the different things she's involved in. And she's even investing back into the country as well. So when you get an opportunity, definitely look her up because there's a lot of information on her. And we want to highlight this because, you know, it's never really highlighted for a woman to be, um, this accomplished in business. So we want to highlight that and salute her for it, just as we do with everybody here on Everyday Black History, and highlight her because she can be an example as to a lot of young women out there, or even women in college who want to start their own businesses. They can look at her and see how she did her thing as an example, of black excellence. So that concludes this episode of Everyday Black History. Please tune in again as we'll have more men, women, and institutions all over the African diaspora that we'll be highlighting. So stay tuned for the next episode.